King Charles and Queen Camilla made their way to the Doncaster races today, shortly after King Charles inaugurated a farm in Scotland. The monarch, aged 74, was in high spirits as he observed the Betfred-Ledger Stakes in South Yorkshire, accompanied by his wife. Camilla, aged 76, chose to wear a blue suit dress and a matching hat for the occasion, while Charles went for a more classic look in a gray suit. Just a few hours before this, Charles had officially opened the McRobert Farming and Rural Skills Centre, situated on the Dumfries House estate in East Ayrshire. The primary purpose of this centre is to provide practical training to students, either through day visits or residential courses. This initiative aims to make the agricultural sector more accessible, even to individuals without prior connections to it, including school graduates. During his visit, Charles observed a soil testing workshop and learned about the significance of soil in the context of environmental sustainability. He also attended a workshop on the importance of nutrition in animal feed, which was part of an educational session focusing on regenerative agriculture and pasture grazing. Charles further enjoyed a guided tour of an educational barn and witnessed workshops on sheep and cattle handling. He capped off his visit by unveiling a plaque to officially inaugurate the centre. Notably, King Charles, when he was still the Prince of Wales, had led a consortium that paid £45 million for the deteriorating estate back in 2007, with the goal of rescuing it from decay and aiding the disadvantaged local community. Last year, Dumfries House, which had opened its doors to the public in 2008, was featured in the ITV documentary A Royal Grand Design, which chronicled its renovation spanning more than a decade. Charles's visit to Scotland occurs during a time when there is controversy surrounding the absence of senior royals at this year's Invictus Games in Dusseldorf. The Invictus Games, initiated by Prince Harry after his service in Afghanistan, saw significant support from the Prince and Princess of Wales during its early years. Their now dissolved foundation, which they shared with the Duke of Sussex, attracted sponsors and invested substantial funds to establish the event. 9 years ago, Harry, Charles, and Prince William stood together, attending the opening ceremony and numerous events during the inaugural Invictus Games in London. However, the current king, along with his heir, has had no involvement since Harry's relationship with Meghan and their subsequent conflicts. Officials have indicated that despite Harry's strong commitment to the Invictus Games, which has grown in scale, there have been empty seats at the Merkur-Spiel Arena in Dusseldorf. Some believe that the presence of Charles, William, and Kate could alter this situation. While King Charles, Queen Camilla, and other senior royals have been attending the Highland Games, the Prince and Princess of Wales have been present at the Rugby World Cup in France over the past week. An insider from Team GB commented, "The athletes find it bizarre but don't want to get caught up in the royal crossfire." This year's Invictus Games in Germany are the largest to date, involving 22 nations and over 500 athletes. Harry has been actively participating in the event from start to finish, engaging in clapping and dancing with the crowd, and making lighthearted remarks about enjoying a drink at the end of the day. Many have appreciated witnessing the return of the old Harry, who interacted with children and sang psalms like Sweet Caroline before his wife, Meghan, arrived on the scene. However, there has been no communication from Harry's family in the UK. Double amputee Ben McBean, who shared the return flight from Afghanistan with Harry in 2008 and is credited with inspiring the Duke to initiate the Invictus Games, expressed his understanding of both sides of the rift between the brothers. Nevertheless, he emphasized that they should have set aside their differences. Speaking to The Telegraph, McBean said, "That being said, they should have simply given the lads a shout-out. It's reminiscent of when we went to Afghanistan. No one supported the war, but they supported the troops. It's a similar concept." According to sources within the palace, members of the royal family generally avoid involving themselves in each other's professional endeavors. Therefore, it wouldn't have been expected for the Duke to publicly support the finalists of William's Earthshot Prize, for instance. One critic of Harry pointed out, Harry has never shown support for any of William's recent projects, such as Earthshot, even when William serves as the president of African Parks and advocates for climate change. There hasn't been any word about Homewards either, but they insist that William must support Invictus. I'm tired of this nonsense. Earlier this month, King Charles attended the Highland Games, an event that was a beloved tradition of his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II. He was accompanied by the Duchess of Cornwall, as well as Anne, Princess Royal, and her husband Sir Timothy Lawrence. The Highland Games have been an integral part of Scotland's culture for centuries. Critics argue that the royal family's strained relationship with Harry should not negatively impact the disabled veterans who are participating in Invictus. The Prince and Princess of Wales played crucial roles in the early stages of the Invictus Games. The Royal Foundation, which Prince Harry shared at the time, invested substantial funds in the event. Meanwhile, Prince William continued his charity work in London, visiting a construction site to discuss the mental health of construction workers. Kate, his sister-in-law, also carried out royal visits during the week, including a visit to HMP Highdown in Surrey to learn more about the work of an addiction charity. Dear friend, if you like everything new about the royal family and don't want to miss all the novelties, subscribe to our channel and like it. By doing so, you take part in our development. We work for you.